Welcome to the first episode of the MDA Legislative Connection, where we keep you updated on the most current legislative issues facing Michigan dentists. My name is Bill Sullivan. I'm Vice President of Advocacy and Professional Relations.
I'm Josh Kluzak, Manager of Government and Insurance Affairs here at the MDA. The first topic we're going to talk to you about is the sales tax on dental prosthetics, which I assume most of you have heard by now. Bill will give you a background on the issue, and I will fill you in with where we're at now.
Probably the best way to approach this problem and help you understand why we are in the situation we are today is to go back over the history of the sales tax and how it applies to dental prosthetics. To do that, we need to go back to 1985. In 1985, the sales tax law that existed at that time was unclear as to whether it applied to dental prosthetics. So the Department of Treasury issued what's called a letter opinion. And a letter opinion is an opinion issued by a department to help clarify when the law is not clear on a particular issue. So the department issued this letter opinion that said that dental prosthetics are not subject to the sales tax. And that is the way that everybody interpreted the law for a very long time. Now you go up to 2004, and in 2004, the sales tax law was changed. And when the law was changed, there was language inserted into the bill that said dental prosthetics are subject to the sales tax. In trying to find out why that change occurred, the MDA was unsuccessful in getting a good explanation. So as a result, the law was changed, and at that time, dental labs should have started collecting the sales tax. However, you had this letter opinion that was still out there that was not canceled by the department. As a result, there was a lot of confusion, and the sales tax wasn't being collected, and Treasury wasn't enforcing it. So now you fast forward to June of 2017, and again, for reasons unknown, the Department of Treasury issued a cancellation of that 1985 letter opinion, which everybody had been operating to up until this point. So when the labs got notice that that letter was canceled, they notified the dentists that they were going to have to start paying the sales tax on dental prosthetics. Dentists who just assumed that the sales tax didn't apply because of the way it had been enforced since 1985 thought that this was a new tax that was being imposed on them, when in fact it was a tax that was in place since 2004 that just wasn't being collected. The MDA received a lot of complaints starting in June, and as a result, we are taking action, and on the action that we're taking, Josh will fill you in on that.
So as Bill mentioned, this new change went into effect July 1st. As you can imagine, we've received numerous calls on this from members all over the state. That is actually how we found out about this policy change, was from members. Once we got word of this, we reached out to the department, confirmed that this was true, that they changed this policy, and we set up a meeting with the department. We set up a meeting with various stakeholders, dental labs included, Chamber of Commerce, and we haven't received much pushback from any of the groups. They all have an interest in repealing the law and going back to the way things were. And for many of you, that was before being charged an additional few thousand dollars on your annual fees for labs. And we fully understand that dentists are really in the worst spot on this because there's no way for you to recoup this money. Most of you are beholden to what the insurance company reimburses. So with that being said, we're taking that message to the legislature. And thanks to a few members who have already been in contact with their local state representatives and state senators, there's already bills in the works being drafted and hopefully soon to be introduced. We're working with Senator Zorn in the Senate, and in the House of Representatives, we're working with Representative Julie Alexander. Like I said, we hope to have bills introduced soon. Once that happens, we're going to lean on you to be active, to respond to our action alerts. If you're not enrolled in our action alert system, enroll now. We'll send you an email. You push a couple buttons. It sends an email supporting this change. In addition to that, we have opportunities for you to meet with your legislator one-on-one through our grassroots program. Keep an eye out for emails from Lynn Aronoff, who will facilitate those meetings. They take place at your local coffee shop, restaurant, fundraisers. It's a casual situation where you can express to these legislators why it's unfair that dental prosthetics are subject to sales tax and why you have to pay an additional $1,000+ a year for this tax when every other prosthetic device in the medical field is not subject to the sales tax. So we will keep you posted through our mechanisms, the journal, the e-news, email. Keep an eye out and help us out and help your colleagues out when this comes.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you found it informative, and we look forward to connecting with you in the future.